Hi everybody, I'm Susan Bushell from freeyoremotions.com. I am an energy therapist. I teach, train, and mentor EFT students and practitioners. And I also do one-on-one session work, both in person and online. I realize that there is something that I have been teaching for years. It's been around forever. It's as old as the hills. But I've been teaching it for years, and I don't believe I have a video on this. It's my favorite neurovascular head hold. It works really, really well for people who struggle from anxious thoughts and feelings, worries, people who have different types of anxiety. So this will help you to get in touch with what is going on in my brain when I'm in this state. So one of the things that happens when you're in fight, flight, freeze, or fold, this is an involuntary reflex. You probably heard me talk about it a lot on other videos, so I won't go into too much detail, but it's designed to save our lives. And one of the things that happens when we're in fight or flight is that blood is taken from the forebrain, from the prefrontal cortex, and it's shunted to the brainstem and then to the heart and the lungs to kind of get lots of oxygenated blood out to the arms and legs very, very rapidly so that we can run away, so that we can fight or run away from whatever it is that's after us. Okay, so this is an ancient reflex, and it is truly designed to save our lives. But what we want to do is we want to sort of do, I call it sort of a brain hack. So sometimes we get into fight or flight, especially in our modern world where we have all these screens beeping at us and lights on all the time, and we're driving in fast cars, we're very hurried, we're very focused on productivity and how can I get as much as possible into my day, go, 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 go. And then it's really, any wonder that our adrenals are wearing out and that we're having a hard time relaxing. So, and unwinding for bed, especially to be able to get a deep sleep. So, this head hold, I teach it to pretty much every group that I train. I teach EFT, I teach tapping, and I show it to almost every group because I just find it just so incredibly valuable. So with this head hold, you can not only assess, am I in fight or flight, but you can also treat yourself for that. So, you want to take your two fingertips and you want to place them in the middle of your eyebrows, and you're going to slide up towards your hairline. The first piece of skull anatomy you're going to notice is that there's a little bit of a horizontal ditch, and you're going to go through that. And then you're going to come up to these two mounds. Everybody has these little bumps on either side of their forehead. Some people, they're more pronounced than others, but there are these two mounds about 2/3 of the way between your eyebrows and your hairline. And on the inside of the skull, there are like these two concave little caverns where the blood will pool if there's lots of blood in the forebrain. Now, if you're in fight or flight, that's the problem, is that there isn't a lot of blood in the forebrain. So we want to use this technique to draw the blood back to the forebrain and bring you out of fight or flight. And then your body will take a deep sigh, or it will yawn, or it will gulp, right? It will come out of fight or flight, and then you can rest easy, you can think straight. There's a lot of the skills that are wired up in this part of the brain, the very front of the brain, are what we call executive functioning skills. Recognizing choice, seeing opportunities, being able to strategize, to solve a problem, recognizing opportunities. And if that's all offline, it's very difficult to live life with much richness because you're constantly scattered, forgetful, dropping things. Your words will get mixed up. It's difficult to focus. You make mistakes a lot. You second guess yourself. You don't trust your decisions. It's very difficult to even make decisions because your nervous system thinks you're on the run. You're literally running from a grizzly bear. It doesn't have time to think. It's all about getting away from the danger. And even though you may not truly be under attack, your brain doesn't know that. It doesn't know that. So we want to be really sure to check, to know how to check our brain, just to find out, am I in fight or flight? And if I am, to treat ourselves to come out of fight or flight and to settle down, give our adrenals a break. Okay, so you're going to put your fingertips in the middle of your eyebrows, slide up towards your hairline, and there are these two little mounds, these two little humps sort of in the forehead, okay? And then you're going to hold those points and feel, take your time, just feel for a subtle pulse under each set of fingers, okay? And what we're looking for is a subtle pulse on each side. Now, you may have nothing at all, can't feel a thing. You're probably in fight or flight. Or you may have one pulse but not the other, or you may have two but they're not synchronized. Okay, you're going to wait until you have two synchronized pulses, and it's just a matter of time. Just breathe and hold. Could be 2 minutes, could be 10 minutes. Patience is the name of the game. Now, sometimes when people are in a chronic state of fight or flight, asking them to be patient is like the hardest thing ever. But do your best. And what you're going to know is, okay, if I don't have two synchronized pulses, yeah, I'm in fight or flight. To a certain degree, I'm in fight or flight. And then as you hold and wait, you're actually treating yourself. The blood will shunt back forward in the brain, flushing the prefrontal cortex with fresh oxygenated blood, and boom, all of a sudden, especially if you're working on a challenge or a problem in your life, suddenly options, ideas, suggestions, creativity, strategies will begin to emerge that maybe you hadn't considered before. In Brain Gym, they call these the positive points, because quite often the dilemma, whatever we're challenged with, becomes more positive. The perspective lightens and brightens as we hold these points. So just holding them and waiting. And you may have to do this when you're not watching the video, because you're listening intently to what I'm saying and what I'm doing. But just holding those. And if you need to prop up your elbows, on a pillow or a tabletop, that's fine. And just wait for those two pulses to synchronize. So if you are in a chronic state of anxiety, that this would be something you might want to do a couple times a day, and just get really clear on how much of my day am I like in full-on run for my life mode. Like, how hard am I pushing my adrenals, right? And my whole body, right? Ready to run, ready to fight. And especially lovely to do before bed. So do your normal bedtime routine, dim your lights, maybe have a hot bath, climb into bed with a book, whatever. And when you're ready to fall asleep, check. Prop pillows up under your shoulders, elbows, whatever you need to do to be comfortable. And just hold these points until you go, oh yeah, there they are. All right? You may yawn, you may sigh, you may gulp. Something in your body, you'll notice your body kind of dialing down, relaxing. Those are all good signs. That means you're coming out of fight or flight. And then once you have those two synchronized pulses, you are away. Quite often people fall asleep before they even find those two pulses. But you definitely want to be in that calm brain state to have a good rest, right? To have a good sleep. And it's just a whole practice of being kind to yourself. Okay. All right. So that's something that I'm pretty sure I've never actually put on video, so it was definitely time to do that. And I think if you practice it when you're not under any kind of duress, when you're not feeling particularly anxious, just practice it until it feels really easy, and you're able to feel those pulses, and you feel confident that you know when they're there and when they're not there. And then make sure that you do it, when you're going into that challenging business meeting, or you're going for a job interview, or you're going to ask somebody out for a date, or you have to have a challenging conversation with a friend or family member, or whatever, right? Going for surgery. Those things in life that we, sometimes can create anxiety. So you can practice those, and particularly do this headhold, this neurovascular headhold, before bed. Oh, and also I'll make a note that sometimes we go into fight or flight even when we're doing something very enjoyable, very fun, exciting, creative, right? Sometimes that can get us worked up, and so it's very helpful to also, again, calm down before we go to bed or before we have to do a video online. Okay, so practice that. Let me know what you think. Feel free to throw some comments below the video, and if you would be interested in subscribing, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Then you'll get notifications whenever I have new videos coming out. And feel free to share this video with anybody that you think might benefit from it and embrace this technique. It's super, super simple to do and can have massive effects on reducing our stress and dealing with our fears and worries so that we can set life straight, put it back on the straight and narrow. Okay, so enjoy. Like I mentioned, my website is freeyouraemotions.com, and reach out to me through the website, through the contact page. If you want to know more about my EFT trainings, check out my workshops page. If you're interested in my membership program where we tap together in a community online, that's under EFT memberships, and it is the Tapping for Life membership option. There's a free monthly trial for that as well. I also have audios available, very, very affordable audios, and you can always book a session as well. Just look for the button that says schedule an appointment. Okay, all right, bye for now. Hope to see you soon.